Hi, today I would like to extend one of my previous tutorials, which was talking about Excel-like Lazarus applications using the T string list object. And at that time I was just talking about the use of this object, so how you can reach cells, how you can create the headers for the rows and the columns to operate this T-string list object as an Excel-like solution. But at that time I was not talking about how you can create let's say different arithmetical operations behind these cells and calculate forms. So the basic thing when you are programming such an application that you need to work out, or basically you need um, to have the logic how you are using the calculation. So basically you have higher priority arithmetic calculations like multiplication or division, or even you can use parentheses in such a formula, and these are all giving a higher priority calculation than like addition or subtraction. So when you are defining such a simple notation like what you usually use to, that you basically just describe what you want to calculate in a kind of logical way, that you are using the variables, you are using the numbers, the different arithmetical operations or maybe functions, and then you basically follow the rules that higher priority calculation should be done first, and then later on the lower ones to get the right value. So you just can't start to evaluate the function from the left to the right, because then the result would be wrong. So basically you need to follow this rule. But typically calculators and also computers or computer programs are doing something different. So basically they are using a reverse Polish notation solution, where the two operand or two variables are put into a bucket, let's say, and then the relation between the two arithmetic or the two variable is linked to an arithmetical solution or arithmetical a method what to do with the two variables. And typically the order of these variables are also important, because if you are making a division from A to B, or A divided by B, then of course you can't reverse this calculation, because the result will be again wrong. So if you want to create such a reverse Polish notation, you need to transform the normal notation into this reverse Polish way, and then you simply just can follow the order of the string. So for this I'm currently working on an application which will do this, but as a first step the main important thing is that your original calculation formula should be valid. So in this tutorial I'm just showing this let's say formula validation concept, how you can do it. So I have an application, and what I want to do, I'm not using this Excel like t-string list currently in this application, but I want to use another thing, and this basically can be replaced with the cell definitions in the t-string list on the same way, like I want to use it from a database where I want to define the variables on a way that basically you can define what you want to calculate. You can name some variables, like for example if you talk about working hours or cycle times for an operation, then these you can name with a variable name, and inside the calculation formulas you can use these variables from the database, and you can put behind these variables a value which can be used in the calculation, and basically this will be a kind of flexible calculation solution for price calculation, for example. So I already created a formula editor for this, and just to show you what I'm talking about when I'm talking about formula validation. So basically in the left side of my form will be the calculation method explained or defined for a calculation itself, which I can name on whatever name I want. And then I will have in the right side the variables which can be used from the database. So actually if I'm going into the database, I have this calc items with only 2 items right now, and this is variable 1, variable 2, first variable, second variable. So this database I'm using in this application, so it's linked like in my other tutorials. I was showing how you can create an SQLite database behind, and how you can use it. So basically that's based on that. And into this right side list, I'm listing these variables from the database. And if I want to define a calculation, currently I left it editable as it is, so I can type in here whatever I want. But I can also limit here what I want to enter. So to enter a variable from this right side object, I can select one of the variable, and when I'm clicking on the data field, then a variable is added. And as you can see that this formula validation is already telling that this formula could be evaluated. So actually this would not do anything, of course, because there is no calculation behind, but the variable value could be used in the formula as it is. But of course, if you want to have a proper a calculation method, you need to have other things. And currently in this form I just have the basic operations here, and some other buttons. But whenever something is changing inside this calculation method object, then the formula evaluation is immediately running. So when I'm adding now an operandus, a plus sign, you can see that in this way the calculation definitely cannot be done. So if I'm deleting it, okay, it's good again. But when I add another variable, then the formula again is acceptable. If I'm now dividing it by 5, then the formula again good. So with This formula validation, of course, you can just tell that the formula itself is okay, but I mean it's something what the system will be able to understand, but this will never check. For example, if I try to divide it by 0, this will definitely fail at the end when the calculation is done, but the formula validation is still consider it okay, because it's just checking if you enter the number or a variable, or you are having a complete solution, like if you have such a thing, which it's not really relevant, but as you can see, it's not defined properly. But when I close the parentheses, then the formula again okay. So this is what needs to be done at first, of course, to check if the formula could be validated. If it is right or not, that's another thing, and this will be in another tutorial later on, that how you can convert the calculation into the reverse Polish notation, and once it is done like that, then of course the calculation itself can be validated on a way that it's giving a value which is usable or not. Okay, so let's see how this application is defined. So if I'm going back here into the application, of course, the application already having many other windows, because I was defining the different windows for selecting the database. And as you can see here in the code, I have some file names and table names defined, and also the database directory is a kind of variable here, which is of course stored for the application itself. And when you next time open the application, then it's automatically loading in the previous assignment to the database, and then you can start to use it. So where I put this formula window is this vformulas file, and you can see that the form itself is defined like that. I don't want to go into the details of what is defined exactly, but some things about the code, like when a data field is added, for example, then I need to take the formula field column items field value, and basically taking the variable name, and to show to the formula validator that this is a variable from a database, I'm using this kind of brackets here. Then of course there are some button functions, and also I was talking about that now I can enter everything into the in the calculator field itself, but I also defined here this calc string key press procedure. And if you basically return a key value here as 0, then basically any entry key will be rejected from this object. So basically you will not be able to manually enter anything, and that's why I had these buttons here, and also plan to add a kind of calculator field that you just can enter a number via these buttons, not really manually, because then you can create also failures with that. So but of course, once you have the validator itself defined, you can leave it like this, because the validator will tell if the the formula itself is right or wrong. Okay, so then the calc string change itself is actually when this one is changing. So this this tmemo object itself is having a change inside the memo field. Then the onChange event is happening, and it's calling this calc string change. And I'm also using some other events as well to call the same procedure, like when the editing is done, so you are leaving, or I'm leaving this cell, or when I'm entering it, and so on. So this one is doing the basic job. And then I also defined a formula decoder object, let's say, which is basically handle everything about the formula. So the formula itself inside the tmemo is a string, or will be used as a string, and the formula decoder will decode this string, and will basically change it to this reverse Polish notation. So inside this formula decoder, when the change is done in the tmemo field, then it's immediately checking the first line. I will not have any more lines in the tmemo, only the first line, so it's safe to use it like this. And actually this line as a string will be given over to the formula checking function. So I put everything, let's say, inside the public except this is formula syntax valid function, which will be called from the public function check formula. And the check formula, of course, you can use from outside of the or from the public methods, or procedures, or functions. So I had to define some other functions here as well, the isLetter, isDigit, and isValid variable name, because in free Pascal you don't have this kind of checkings or this kind of functions, so you need to define them by yourself. And let's see what these are doing at the beginning. So the isLetter is just checking if the variable name, or inside the variable you have a letter or you have a digit. Plus, of course, this you can use later on for the calculation check as well. So if there is a calculation with a number, so you don't have a variable, but like 5 plus 10, then these will be checked that it's not a function itself, or not an operation, but it's a number. Okay, so the isValid variable name is actually checking if you have within the square brackets a valid variable name, and the valid variable name can consist from letters and digits, and can contain the an underline or a space. So with these three functions, basically you can check all these kind of things, like you have the valid function name, for example, like sinus, cosinus, and so on. But currently I'm not using this. Later on this should be also added. but this is let's say happening almost on a similar way like this valid variable name. Just you need to define the function names what you want to implement into the application, and then you can check if this sequence of letters what you entered into the function is a kind of usable function or not. And of course the square brackets you can also use for the cell definitions, like column 1, row 2, and then the variable can be used from that cell, or the value can be used from that cell. Okay, so so when this formula decoder is created, then a formula string is applied for the inner formula variable. So here I have a string which is containing the original formula, and then I can start to do the checking. So I have this this function which is a public function, and this is called when I want to check the formula, and here I have the formula checking function itself. So when we are going through this, so we need to define some of the let's say the Boolean operators which are telling that the characters or the formula having some specific positions where we are expecting a variable, or we are expecting a number, or we are expecting a bracket or a square bracket or whatever. So these ones are used for that. And then of course we need to check if we have a formula at all. So whenever we don't have a formula, of course that's not a valid formula, so it's immediately giving a no. And then we can start to evaluate basically the string through, and we can get if the position what we are checking is a number, or it's a parenthesis, and if it is a parenthesis we need to check if it is closed or not, and also if inside we have an operand or we have an operator, and then based on that we can tell at the end if the formula is valid or not. Then we have also the variable check. So if we have a square bracket starting, then we need to check if it is closed properly, and if within the starting and closing bracket the variable name itself is acceptable or not. Okay, so then of course we also need to check the operators, and if it is the last or the first character, and if there is any unexpected characters as well in the string. And then of course if we don't have all the brackets closed properly, then of course this can tell that we didn't close all the brackets properly, and if the last one is an operator, or it is an expected operandus on the at the end of the string itself. And if any of these are not okay, then of course we can exit with a false value. Otherwise we can return that the formula is okay. So basically, that's how the whole thing is working. It seems to be very simple. Of course, this is not checking currently everything, but the basic things are already having where you need to be. Then there are some other things here in this application already. So whenever you go into the form, inside the form, it would be also interesting where to insert the values. So basically, if I'm entering a data field, then I'm entering another data field. Then I think maybe okay. I can go somewhere inside the calculation and I can enter again a variable to that position, as you can see. So basically, this location where the cursor is, I need to figure out if I want to enter the values on a way that I don't want to delete always the last position. I just want to delete the position, or I want to just add something where the cursor is, and in this way the calculation system, or how you can enter the formula itself is a bit more let's say flexible, and then you don't need to delete back everything to the point where you want to insert something. So this is why I created this solution, and basically these functions here, the find insert position and the check insert position, is also used for getting this point where the next string should be inserted. So basically, here you can see where value should be entered. Of course, the manual entry can be entered whenever, but if you want to enter the data field, then you need to add it like this. Basically, that's it for today. I hope that this little tutorial about the formula check was interesting for you, and maybe you can use it in your application. And later on, I will come back with the other additional thing, this reverse polish notation, which will basically evaluate the calculation itself, let's say automatically, from this let's say simple notation into the reverse polish notation, which can be easily evaluated by the computer programs. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if so, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And with this, I wish you happy coding, and see you next time.